What's up, guys? Today we are introducing my good friend, a great artist, and a big streamer. How many followers is it, right? How many followers do you have on Twitch, Rafi?
Over 30,000.
Say that again. Say that again.
Over 30,000. There's 31,000 something.
God damn. So we're hanging out with the big fish today, ladies and gentlemen. But we are introducing Rafi here to Ren. And Rafi, you are a classical guitarist pro, quote unquote, we could say, right?
Yeah, that's my main thing. I do some stuff on piano too and sing, but yeah, it's mainly guitar.
Mm-hmm. So do you have your guitar right there or your piano?
Yeah, I got my guitar here. I got the piano, but you can't hear the...
Okay, can you play like a short little jingle just to show the people what's up on the guitar?
Hold on, it's not tuned, but I put new strings on. That's like a little bit of...
That's really good, man.
The beginning of...
Is that's a piece... You play that a lot on stream, right? I hear that. I think I've heard that before from you.
Yeah, because people love it. I mean,
yeah.
I enjoy playing it.
Bro, it's really good. It's really fucking good. Did you write it yourself, or is it like a track from somebody else, or?
No. That song was written actually by the same guy who wrote this. How does it?
Really? Is it the same guy?
The ringtone guy, yeah, Francisco Tarrega.
Oh, damn.
I've never actually played this piece, but... It's this waltz thing that's like... And at the end of it, at the end of that section, it goes...
Oh, yeah, I think I've heard that before. Yeah, I think I've heard that before. Like the actual video.
So, so that's... He wrote that. He wrote a bunch of pieces for guitar that were they're classics. Some people say they're overplayed, which is, I guess, in a certain sense, it's true. Like, you know, people play them a lot, but like, I think for good reason. Like,
yeah, like for good reason. It's not like overplayed, even though you're like, why would people, you know? This is very understandable. But guys, that's what Rafi is all about. He also does a little bit of singing and piano, if I'm not mistaken. So we're gonna check out Ren. Yeah, we're just gonna go right away, bro. If you want me to pause it anywhere, just yell pause or make a sound or whatever, and I'll just pause it, or you can pause it, whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's fucking go.
Sounds good.
You hear everything? Everything is nice. The sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, so pause it for a second. Okay.
What did you say?
Okay, I said I was curious. So that was I don't know who this person is. You had mentioned his name, and I purposely didn't. I didn't like look anything up. I was okay. This is not what I expected.
He's crazy, right?
Which is okay.
He's crazy. So tell me, what is your first? So the
guitar intro thing. It's like I don't think he ever did like classical guitar or something. Although he's playing with a nylon string, but it's
maybe he
cut away
did.
and stuff, but
Maybe there's very fanatic fans. Maybe they can let us know down in the comments below if Ren ever dabbled with classical music. But keep going.
I'd be curious about that because he certainly has an ear for it. Like that beginning did not sound like it didn't remind me of pop music. He's using things like he did like these like diminished chord things moving. Now he didn't do it like that. He arpeggiated it, but he did it. And did that sort of thing, and it's like you typically don't hear that type of sound in pop music, but you do hear that in classical music. Now that's sort of a little bit of a generalization, but it definitely there's definitely truth to it. So it's not.
This is very interesting input. Like I've done a reaction to Ren with my friend Anthony Ray. And we all come from like a beatbox, more rap or rhythm oriented. So it's very interesting to hear now, even though I've already watched High Ren a couple of times, hear this new input, but then from a classical guitarist pro, because this, what you say, like this is normal. I already got that feeling, that this was sort of classical-ish, but I also was like, maybe it's also jazzy, sort of,
Yeah. The terms are tough, and there's like different. They use sort of like different language, like in the music, and even that stuff can sort of be up for debate, and the lines can be blurry. Which is I've never been the biggest fan of like thinking in terms of genres. Sometimes it's super clear, but a lot of the times it's not. But I mean, the sort of general thing with this is, knowing you as a beatboxer and stuff, again, I thought it was going to be something closer to that. Again, I wasn't, and then even actually I stopped it, and then he started singing, and I actually just wasn't, I wasn't expecting that either.
It's a kind of a curveball, this artist. Yeah. But bro, this is the exact same thing. Or something. Yup, this exact same thing I had when I first watched Ren. I was like, what? This is not what I was expecting, because my friend Anthony Ray, he said to me, Ren is a rapper. So when people say rapper, I immediately get this other vision than what we're hearing now, right? So this is a curveball for me as well. So let's keep going, man. This is hella interesting.
Okay.
So I got to give a little bit of context. So let me pull it back a little bit.
Okay.
Ren is suffering from Lyme's disease.
Okay.
But the doctors didn't give him the right treatment, or didn't want to acknowledge that he had Lyme disease. So his autoimmune system therefore broke down severely, and he is very weak to all things that make you ill. He's now getting, as we speak, getting treatment in Canada for this. But he basically has a disease that nobody thought he had, and then later they said like, oh yeah, you do have this, and they gave him the wrong treatment, and the disease was able to destroy him freely. And that's kind of what he's talking about here, like the doctors tell me that I'm ill, that stuff. Like that's kind of the thing,
Yeah, and I was curious. Sometimes I actually struggle to focus on words, and I was thinking more about like the overall sort of picture of what he was doing, because there was clearly a conversation taking place with two different voices. Like he had a much more, you could hear his voice, which was much more calm and sort of like much more normal.
Yeah.
And then this other more
gritty-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the music changed along with it. The music changed along with it too. Now the Lyme disease thing is interesting because I had not an autoimmune thing, but something that came from getting mono forever. That messed things up in my body, and it's actually still something I deal with. So damn, I feel
you can kind of relate.
That. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, and he gets into this a lot. Like he shares openly about his experiences. So the funny thing is what you say, like I more listen to the whole picture and look at what's happening and all that stuff. I had that too when I first watched Ren, because you have to sort of hone your rap ear to fully listen to what rappers like Ren, but Ren has a heavy English accent, British accent.
Yeah.
So it's also a little bit harder for me as well, like the first time. Still now, like I cannot really understand some things. It's just that I've listened to this so many times that I know it. But like, yeah, I'll just pause it at some times where he says something very interesting, or if you hear something, we can just... but let's go back just a little bit to appreciate what he's saying.
So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect, you're always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate, this time is different, man. Trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place, and my music's been kinda doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great. And when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one. So you see, you gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Wow, your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky having me inside you to guide you.
So Ren talks a lot about what he has been through, and some haters keep saying like, yeah, you only make songs about how sad your life is or about yourself, you know. But on the other side, a lot of people think, like the majority think like, okay, Ren, you are strong for sharing this. There are some Ren songs, bro, let me tell you this, there's some Ren songs out there that are hard to get monetized. I did a reaction to one of his songs, and Ren normally releases all copyright, so you don't need to worry about that. But for this one, he released the copyright, but YouTube was like, nah, we can't fully monetize this video because of suicidal stuff that's in the video.
Yeah.
So YouTube's AI interpreted it as something dangerous for suicidal people, even though Ren is only speaking about how he persevered through those times, you know.
Yeah, dude, that's super annoying.
So you get where I'm. That's like very nasty, actually, in my opinion as well. From the YouTube stuff to it's about the tales for the people out there, the tales of Jenny and Screech.
Yeah. It's which is unfortunate because it's something that I think is like super important to talk about, and it may not have to be that specific part of this struggle, but I mean, I would imagine that most, if not anyone who's tried to do something serious as a musician, and probably even just as any sort of creative pursuit, has dealt with at least some of these thoughts. I mean, I know for me listening to this, it basically just sounds like my inner dialogue too.
Yeah.
Where you have, you know, again, this other voice that has like the percussive guitar going, and it's like really nasally and sort of high pitched, like that voice is like all those like super negative, like doubtful thoughts, and you try.
And these are things we experience daily. Me too. Daily, because we have a job, Rafi and I, that we perform in front of people. So you always have these two voices talking and both having different inputs, like, yeah, we got to do this, and on the other side, like, but what if it goes wrong, for example, you know?
And it's like when you do this stuff, there's statistics and there's metrics and like it's so difficult to get that out of your head. You know, I've been doing this stuff for, we're coming up on, it'll be 7 years in a little bit.
7 years, going strong.
It's still just, I know, but it's still just that same, it's still that same thing. If something's not going well, it's so difficult for this other voice that he's using to just not be there. It's like, it's pretentious. You're just writing songs about you. They're these sad songs. You don't want to do, like, it's really selfish. You don't have a Grammy. Where's your Grammy? Like all these.
Where's your talk show with Oprah? Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Damn. Oprah, where are you?
Yep.
Yo.
And that's the thing.
Yo,
like,
Oprah.
we have that constantly as artists. You know, you want to do what gives you money and wealth and success, but you also want to stay true to why you originally started doing music, you know?
Yeah, and I don't even think you meant it this way, but I would do it I would almost purposely put it the other way. It's like, you want to do what's true to, like, you want to do your music thing, but part of it has to be, you have to be able to support yourself in some way, which I think people don't quite realize sometimes. There's like the idea, it's like, oh, if you want to make money or something like that, then you weren't passionate about it in the first place anyway.
Yeah.
And like, that's just literally not true.
If you want to pay your rent, then do that with other money, but not from money that we give you, because you got to perform for free.
Yeah, it's, oh god, it's a, yeah, it'll help create this other voice that he's using. Yeah.
Exactly.
Expectations provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal. Next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man. You're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with the subconscious. Eminem did it. Played on guitar. Plan B did it. Man, you're not original. You criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you. I don't need you. I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself. I'm a genius. And I will be great. And I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right. Speak your truth. Your fucking God complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to ask for you. Say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash. I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason. Beheading all kings, I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistopheles, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, Ren.
Very nice.
Okay, here, pause that. Okay,
that's very
nice. Here's some more music stuff. I don't know if the other people have ever mentioned something about this. So he goes at one part. There's all of a sudden the music changes. I don't know if you noticed it, but he started using his guitars in a different. It's not like in the standard tuning, but it would have been like this, and all of a sudden he goes.
Yep.
And so he uses this chromatic stuff. Now he goes up with it, and I'm getting somewhere with this, and then eventually. It starts going down. Now, I don't know if he did it specifically on purpose, but there is in classical music there are these sort of known things you can say with music, and one of the things is descending chromaticism is used to represent death. Now, I don't know if this is specifically that, but it's certainly a chaotic sound.
Yeah.
'Cause if he's,
It feels chaotic.
and then going like, that's not too chaotic, but and it builds up here, and he does that thing again I was mentioning before, where he was going like, or sorry. And in doing this, it was those diminished chords, and like moving down like that. The whole thing was very chaotic with it. So we start like where he's no longer actually like playing in a particular key. Everything is like really disjunct, and it totally fits with like what's like musically what's going on. Like totally fits with what's going on in the song.
Yeah. This is exactly why I wanted to show you Hi Ren. It's a perfect combination of guitar, singing also sort of. They're singing in there, and rapping. And also Ren's story, because I don't know how much of the bars, quote unquote, or the rhymes you are catching to say. But
I'm listening to all of it now.
Yeah, okay,
I'm
nice, that's good.
yeah.
Yep. So he's on another level for me. Like the way I think it's safe to assume he has some classical background, because the things you are talking about and the things he's doing, and hearing you talk about it, this is some things you don't just, let me just play this chord. You know, this is something you need to either learn or seen or have interest in or whatever. You know, like this isn't your typical D chord or G chord or something like that. You know.
Yeah. There's something there, and also these, you mentioned jazzy, which is another, but like he has these are 7th chords with a sharp 9, like the Hendrix, doing this thing. So like again, that's not typical. So he's, I think, listening to some sort of music that has that in it. I'd imagine for that sound to pop up, because to sort of stumble upon a chord like that, especially specifically played like that, like voiced like that with your fingers there, is for that to be a coincidence is, I feel like, pretty unlikely.
Yeah.
So yeah, if
it has to be some sort of that it's thought or interest or something, you know.
Yeah, he's at least listening to this stuff, whether it's
exactly
been, studied or not. It's at least it's in his ear somewhere.
Yeah. Yep.
Hi, Ren. I've been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east, and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? 'Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So cower at the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs, that I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspired by me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate to different sides.
Yeah.
When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas, that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare. But there were victims, and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax, and I learned to soften, and that dance got easier. It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
I didn't want to. There were a couple times I wanted to pause it, but I actually didn't want to because it's so tough because you're in the middle of something that the continuity of it is so important.
Yeah.
Like where things building up and going from one section to another is important. Like it's dependent on what you just heard. But because there was the part where he was like talking about hope and that stuff and ends up like standing up, right? He's in this chair, this wheelchair the whole time, and then finally actually stands up again. I don't think that was definitely not an accident.
No,
and starts singing. Like
all part of the performance.
Yeah, he mixed in so much different stuff. Like it started with just like instrumental guitar, but then there's also singing and then rapping and then more singing, and then ends with like that was just like actual like poetry. I don't know if I've ever heard something like that in a song, like a song. Where
like
a person
one
just
track.
ends up just speaking to you.
yeah. But that's why Ren is a very unique artist. Now, in that little segment where you said I wanted to pause, but I didn't. I think a lot of Ren fans, the Renegades, they're called, are gonna respect you for that, because this was the most intense moment for all the people watching the first time, second time, third time. Because he's just very strong. He's very charismatic, in my opinion. So he's very theatrical. Also, he has a very theatrical appearance and voice, if you know what I mean. And he's very well spoken. And also, what I said in my first reaction, and I don't know if you agree, is that his British accent actually adds a lot of flavor to the song. Like the fact that he's talking like this, but like heavy. He has this heavy accent. I don't know if it was Welsh or the people know, but that also adds in a lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard to like. I'm curious. I don't know exactly. I'm sure people. I'm sure there are going to be people who know exactly where that accent is coming from.
I think it was Welsh, but I could be mistaken. But the people are not like, oh, you don't even know where they'll just say like, oh, he's from here. They're not. They're chill. Renegades are chill.
I mean, it's tough. The UK has like so it has it's got so many.
Yeah.
There's so many different
dialects.
Different accents. It's like a relatively like small area. I feel like for as many different accents as you end up having, but it's hard to keep track of them. But yeah, it definitely I could definitely see that being the case. It's like everything about a person that ends up, because there's like the physical appearance, there's the things they're doing, but also the little things like that make him sound different than you or I. I mean, to me, I have this like pretty generic Northeast American accent, and I don't know, for some people that might be, who maybe aren't used to that, maybe it adds something to me. I don't know. Maybe I sound American, and you have your own accent, and that's sort of like part of. That's just maybe even if it's a little bit, it's just a part of, like who we are as a sort of character.
Yeah. No, but that's totally true. Like you sound American for me, but yeah, that's. So in certain American in certain songs you will sound better for me because dialect and accents actually, in my opinion, in general, add a lot of stuff to songs. If you, for example, go to Indian accents, that stuff what they do a lot, you know, that stuff. They use that a lot in music. And that actually almost sounds like a sort of kick drum, in my opinion. You know?
Oh, so, interesting. Can you show? Do you have like a stock, like your standard kick drum sound that you use?
Yeah. So that's just going outward, like saying "b" but without the e.
Okay.
But like.
So it was like that dut like it was.
Yeah. They'll sometimes go so heavy.
Short.
Yeah. They'll sometimes go really heavy into the da 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 da, and then they do this da very loud, and it almost sounds like an instrument by itself, but it's purely the accent. I find it very fascinating. And with Ren as well, I said this in the first reaction. He says in a track, he says Aurora. Now, can you say Aurora for me?
Aurora.
Yeah. So he says, you say it Aurora. He says it like Aurora. And that's like
Aurora,
like Aurora. There's this emphasis on the Aurora, you know, and that's purely because of his accent. And but it adds flavor to him saying Aurora, you know. It's different than saying Aurora, you know, like that.
Aurora, yeah, it's yeah. I like to. I feel like I could do a whole other pass through with just thinking about the way he says stuff.
Yeah.
Because I love this. I like sounds in general, and I love the sounds.
Same.
The way people say different things. I would love to do that. I'd like to. There was a lot to pick up on, so the accent just ended up being just sort of this other thing in the background. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, it adds to it because I was thinking about that. It's like he's got all these things that add to his character, and it could be the earrings and the haircut and just the generals. We don't get his style for the most part in this because we can see the things on his face that's pretty normal, but then the rest of it is like, you know, a patient at a hospital of some sort. So we don't get that type of style. This is still the only. This is all I know of him.
Yeah.
So I'm still in my mind. I got his face, and then I got a hospital gown he's wearing. But I can tell he's, you know, I can tell there's like a good amount of even outward, like he's got personality and character. And it was funny. One of the things I was thinking too as he was doing this is I had this weird temptation to sort of like validate the things he's thinking. It's like, yo, dude, you're already doing the things you're saying you want to do, which
that's interesting.
You know, I don't think he doesn't realize. I'd imagine he realizes that to a certain point, but that's the whole thing when you have like these really negative thoughts, especially if you mentioned he was articulate, especially if you're like, you know, somewhat intelligent at least, and have, you know, you're good with words. It means you're also gonna probably be good at saying negative things to yourself. Like it's sort of a double-edged sword.
That's
that way.
very.
So he's probably good at putting himself down because of, you know, the same thing that makes him good in a creative way as an artist is probably the same thing that helps him put himself down, because he can be really creative and smart with negative self-talk. But
yeah, that's a very sharp observation, I would say. I never thought of that, but that's very sharp. But yeah, that's also why we gotta introduce you to more REN, because there's far more to REN than just High REN. High REN on itself, it's a masterpiece. It's a very good introduction. We're gonna check out more. Is there anything else as like a quote-unquote conclusion that you think like this is what I thought? Let me maybe start first. What I thought with REN, I was immediately like, damn, I'm very curious what his other tracks are like, because I was like, is it gonna be all like this, or is this just a one trick pony sort of action, in the sense of this is high ren and the rest is hardcore, whatever, you know what I mean? Like totally different from this. But I was pleasantly surprised. So what is your conclusion?
Yeah, I'm curious too. One of the things I was thinking during that, I was like, are there any other instruments he plays? Does he do anything else with other instruments? Yeah, what are the other songs like? Is this like a one-off thing? Is this typical of what he does? Is it atypical? Like, what, when you see just one thing by a person, sometimes it can be, you know, it can give you basically the full picture, but other times it's not even close. So I would just be curious to see what some of the other stuff is like to get a better picture. I have a feeling that the things will sound a little different, but I mean, anything anyone does, it's, you know, if it's really coming from you, it's gonna have this connecting thread between them. Like you're gonna be able to say, you know, okay, this sounds like Ren too, you know, even if it's totally different.
Yeah.
But I would imagine, my guess, I don't know, is that there's gonna be stuff that sounds pretty different from this. I don't know. That's just I would imagine he seems. Yeah.
No, I can totally get that. He leaves stuff up to mystery, but that's why we're gonna introduce you to more of Ren, more of the Big Push, which is a group where Ren is in, more of Ren and Sam Tompkins, is two artists working together. And also, I don't know if you know Prof, but there's recently been a collab with Prof and Ren. Like, Ren is very much still on the rise, in my opinion. And Anthony Ray recently mentioned Ren to Tech9 because he had a conversation with Tech9. That's on his channel. You guys can check it out. So maybe some fruits will be grown from that tree that he planted. Maybe a Ren Tech9 collab. But anyway, I'm gonna introduce you to more. And guys, in the comments, please let me and him know which ones he needs to check out by himself and which ones we need to check out together.
Because I have no idea. You let me know, and I don't know this whole world of people you've been talking about. I mean I recognize Tech9, but I don't know.
No, we're gonna get you ready. Put your Ren hat on and just follow me and the people online, and we're gonna get you into this rabbit hole. But for now, on my channel, guys, there will be Murderer. It's up right now, Ren Murderer. While this is up on Rafi's channel. High Ren is on Rafi's channel, and Murderer is on my channel. If you want to watch that reaction of us together, go over there. You know what it is. You know what we do, Rafi. Thank you. Wait, we are on your channel. So let me just say, guys, go support Ren, and you do the outro, man.
Yeah, no, Ash, for one, I appreciate you reaching out to do this. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, check this out. Check out Esh's channel too, because yeah, we're watching here. Check out Esh's channel. He's an amazing beatboxer. Oh, like seriously. No, seriously, dude. You came in and you showed me some of the stuff, and I was like actually blown away.
How about we do this as an outro? We both do a small little piece from like maybe half a minute or whatever you feel like. I'll do beatbox and you do your guitar, and I'll go first. Is that cool?
Same time? Oh.
No, not at the same time. I'll go first and then you go. Yeah, because that's not gonna work with the delay and shit. But
yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, oh man, how are we doing this?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll just go. Did a reaction to High Ren. Yeah.
Dude, that was sick.
Thanks. Hell yeah.
I love that stuff. Oh my god.
Now it's your turn to do some classical stuff, whatever you want.
Okay, we'll do the another classic. I can't do.
Jesus fucking Christ, bro. Hey, let me just show you a little thing.
Hopefully I didn't bust the mic.
I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
Yo, I almost dropped. I actually play the guitar in a slightly different place. Whatever, that's fine. It's fine.
Okay, dope. All right, guys. See you on the next one. Thank you, Rafi.
Thank you, Ash.